For months, I've been trying to become the richest player on the Advancius network, and for the last 4 videos, I've tried everything, and failed. But in the last episode, we found a kelp farm so broken it might actually be the key to taking over the economy. And today, we're putting that to the test. We're going to be revamping, expanding, and maximizing the efficiency of this farm so that we can't fail this challenge. And it all starts right here with us finishing the build of the new and improved kelp farm. Now I know what you're thinking. Why a new farm? Well, let's get into it. Here's the old kelp farm. If we flick this lever on, as you can see, the kelp will grow and be automatically harvested down to here. Now on Advancius, we would have an auto sell chest automatically selling all the kelp we got. This farm is pretty good and it's efficient, but this, the new farm, is much better. One of these farms right here produces roughly 40,000 kelp an hour. And before I tell you how much this one produces an hour, let's go ahead and turn it on. So obviously, as you can see, this farm is very fast and efficient. I mean, just listen to it. That's pretty insane. Let's go ahead and turn that off. And a single one of these farms produces roughly 360,000 kelp an hour. Now later in the video, I'm going to explain how this farm works and why it's so much faster. But for now, all you need to know is that the new farm is 9 times more efficient than the old farm. Also, in order to complete this challenge, we were going to need more manpower. And that's where Dog comes in. We just invited him to the island, and he's going to help us build and set up the farms, as he was the one who actually designed this farm we're using to begin with. The first step of expanding and building more farms was actually removing one of the ones we built in the previous video, and after that, we were able to start expanding the farm. And the farm is working finally. Shout out to Dog for getting it all hooked up to one lever. We flick that and literally all of the farms turn on here. That is amazing. Look at this monstrosity we're building. This will make us $144 million a day once we just double it. But it is 2 a.m. and I am going to bed. So I just logged back on. This guy's actually a dog, bro. But we literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 farms plus these 3 over here, and it looks like he made a new skeleton farm to go here as well. Yeah, this is insane. We don't need to flick that on. We have so much bone meal. Wait, these are full. He let it fill up. Look at this hopper system. It runs from here all the way around through every single farm, so that every single farm gets bone meal. And all of these farms right here you see are run by this same exact lever. Okay, well, this is ridiculous. All right, I'm going to let this fill up for as long as possible until I get bored. We're going to sit in this little AFK pool that we have, and I'm really curious to see how much this is going to make. This is ridiculous. While AFKing, I realized that we were going to need more skeleton spawners in order to fill up this farm. So I had an idea. All right, so we've just set up a trade for 200 more skeleton spawners here. And yeah, so we're basically trading a silverfish spawner and a bunch of other high value spawners for the skeleton spawners, but the server doesn't know that we've actually made skeleton spawners literally more effective than these. So, all right, so there's the skeleton spawners. We're gonna drop him all of these. There we go. Oh my gosh, but we got 409. I thought that's so many more. Here, let's actually run to the PV1. We're gonna have to give him some more spawners for that. Just chuck them all those. We are going to need to get an alt up to AFK over here. 453 spawners there. 594 over here. We have like the 80 quintillion item filters here, and then obviously the bones. Now we can flick that on. The auto crafters will start crafting bone meal, and now we have bone meal coming from over here and over here as soon as we can get an alt up, which I am going to do right now. It does look like there is a little problem here with the item filter though. The arrows are just flying way too fast over this ice, and they're not actually filtering out the items, as you can see, just because they're literally going too fast. So what we're gonna do is rebuilding this whole setup. Also, a huge thank you for the 125 likes on the last video. You guys absolutely crushed the goal, which was only 25, and let's see if we can beat that today. But when this farm was actually done, we decided to AFK and let the bone meal fill up the farms. Okay, well, I think the farms are full. Oh my goodness, they are very full. I think they're all full. Oh my gosh, it's time to turn it on. The lever's coming on, and we're gonna see how much money we make every 4 minutes. Flick that on there. Flick these 3 on here. Oh my gosh. This is insane. Oh no, these ones down here aren't working. Oh, they aren't fully finished yet, that's why. Okay, hold on, I can fix this. Okay. Those 4 are good. Let's check on these guys. This row needs fixed. This row needs fixed. So we only have 2 more left to fix. Okay, sweet. There we go. And last row. Boom. Now they're all active and running. And oh my gosh, we've already made 300K. We made 200K with how many farms? With half of them not even on. Oh my gosh. Now that they're all on, we gotta see how much we make, because this is ridiculous. So the peak sell, we made upwards of 300K. So that is very good. Looks like the farm is kind of mellowing out here. We're losing the fullness of a lot of the farms. So we're gonna go ahead and turn it off for now and let the bone meal replenish here quite a bit. And we can go ahead and flick these guys off too. All right, so I don't know where I left off in the last clip, but we have both just AFK'd these spawners for an eternity. And we ended up having an issue over here where the bone meal literally just goes so fast that it flies straight over the hoppers, and the hoppers actually don't collect anything, which we think is the issue, because when we replaced a lot of the ice with glass here, it seemed to have fixed it for the most part, but at the same time, the bone meal is still flying over sometimes. But the farm is fully filled, and we can finally go ahead and turn it on to see how much money we make with an entire full farm. So we're going to do that. We're going to flip these guys on first, and then what we can do is come over here, flick this lever, and watch our FPS die. And then we're going to AFK over here. So we will try to keep these as filled as much as possible with us both AFKing roughly 1,000 spawners. Now we did the math, and we do need 4,000-ish spawners to keep this thing fully filled at all times, which that's going to be pretty crazy. But yeah, I mean, the money's literally flying up. We're making 2K a second here. Actually ridiculous. Anyways, we're going to AFK this, and we're going to see how much we make from the auto collectors. We made $444,360.67. That's insane. It's actually not as much as I thought we would make. It's probably because all the kelp didn't sell yet at all of them. And also some of the things ran out of bone meal, but that's not really that big of a problem. With our calculations, we thought that we would make 520,000 with this farm setup here, and we didn't. But I mean, it's not too big of a deal for real. 450K pretty much is still a insane amount when you put it in the picture that villager spawners would have made 37K. Dog said he wants to build another layer tonight. I'm going to bed. It'd be a miracle if we woke up with another layer done. That would literally be ridiculous. All right, so it's the next day, and once again, you know, I got all these farms built for me without having to do any work, so that's tough. And now literally all we have to do is kind of hook up top row with the bottom row so that all the hoppers get filled. And then our idea was basically to put both of the skeleton farms in the same chunk so that we could AFK right here, and that way all of the hoppers will be collecting as well as all of the farms, and spawners can be AFK'd in the same spot. So yeah, we obviously have to finish off this crafter row and some other things. And after doing all the math, which just took us probably an hour, we are going to need 100 crafters and roughly 6,000 to 8,000 spawners to keep all of these farms full at the same time. So this is where the crafters are going to go. We're going to literally delete this entire farm, delete this entire farm, these farms, and this over here as well, and then we're literally just going to print money. I mean, it's going to be ridiculous. 100 crafters, and we have about 3,000 more spawners to go to get one of these layers fully on at the same time, which will make us 500K roughly every single 4 minutes, which is, it's pretty insane. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and break this farm over here, and then we'll move on over to those over there. As you guys can see, we have 2 rows of farms entirely done. The only thing we have to do is really just set up the spawners, but we're also talking about doing another row of farms right here just to make it even so that there is 16 farms per row. If we can do that, we will have 32 farms here which each farm makes anywhere between 30 to 40K per 4 minutes, and that will be a ridiculous amount of money. So yeah, before we do the skeleton spawner part, we are going to expand this. So I'm just basically going to start breaking all of this ice and stuff that we don't need on both layers, and yeah. We're going to finish this row of farms here. We'll put the skeletons right around here in the middle, and we'll be making a ridiculous amount of money. So yeah, in the meantime, we're going to finish this up. And after we finished the last kelp farms, we moved on to the skeleton farms. Here's what we came up with. We have item filters this way, item filters this way. All of it leads down to here. The arrows lead all the way over there, and the bones will come down here, which we can finally put into auto crafters down here. They will drop down onto this tray, come around, fly all the way around, fill up all of the top row, and then when they come all the way around, they'll drop down to the bottom row right here and fill the bottom row. So now we got 100 crafters to place. Alright, crafters are done, spawner's done, farm is done, everything's done, and we can finally go ahead and place these spawners. Skeletons are done. We can finally AFK this, thank goodness.
One eternity later.
Well, you know, I thought we would come back to full farms and good times, but unfortunately we forgot to hook our item filter back up to the auto sell chest after testing it. So everything is filled with arrows. I think I know a way to fix this a little bit faster though, potentially, and we're just gonna sell everything. Well, we hooked everything up to auto sell chest, so all of these hoppers here will go here, but we do have to go around every single one of these hoppers and take out all the arrows. Well, we have another problem, which is the filter is still breaking and loading all of these with freaking arrows. So the reason I realized for this is because when an item comes into these hoppers right here, it will fill this up, but this won't go anywhere. Because at the redstone torch right here, this hopper literally can't. It's unable to move. So same thing with this one. It would be fixed if we actually just made all the hoppers go down, but then all we're gonna have to do is edit a few of these rows right here. So we're actually gonna go ahead and do that. So boom, 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 boom. Now this should flow around, and then we could literally just do this. We test this out, and this should be able to flow down. It does go down. Perfect. Okay, so we can just do that for all of them to fix them. The middle ones are going to be a little bit tricky because I don't necessarily know where to go for this. So yeah, this should technically work. That is finally done, and this should be fixed. I do also want to add another item filter for this row right here, just to ensure that everything is really fine and it's not going to just get obliterated. Well, here's what I came up with. We have the filter down here and up here, and this seems to be working. It'll definitely not be a permanent solution, but yeah, so basically when I put the arrows here, stop here, come down here, and they'll start flowing over this way. Now there is no overflow protection on these, so, or if there's too many stacks of arrows, it will eventually go past. But yeah, I mean, for now it's working pretty well, so we're just gonna keep it how it is. And now we have 2 rows of item filters. All of this should be set up, and literally all we got to do is go around here and clear out every single crafter for the last time. Now that we got the second item filter done, it was time to AFK. All right, everyone, so it is finally time to test the full power of this farm. Every single farm is entirely full. We have the crafters running, getting us some more bone meal, but I did mine the spawners so that they didn't overfill. And yeah, we can go ahead and flick this lever on. All the farms will turn on, my FPS will die. So now all we got to do is really just AFK for a while for the next 4 minutes, and we can see how much this will make every 4 minutes, and it should be around 1 million. And as you guys can see, we made $1,129,829.33, which is insane. And I don't know how long this farm can run for, but that's going to be the next thing we test. And yeah, I'll jump back to you guys whenever we are done testing. And to get us to Baltop 1 a little bit faster, we've come up with a strategy. So you see, we can craft a silverfish spawner with these materials right here. We have 5 of these personal boosters, meaning that we can craft 5 of these, as the other items are relatively easy. The only other problem we're going to have is getting these enchanted papers from Gem Shop, as we need enchanter job level 25, which unfortunately I just started enchanter job, which is also why I have all of these chest plates in my inventory, and we are going to run out of levels very, very fast. But for now, we're going to start enchanting until we can get these papers. Now, these silverfish spawners will sell for upwards of $30 million on AH per. So if you do the math, that's like 150 mil right there. If we check Baltop, that'll literally put us in the top 8, but we'll be pretty close there. So yeah, and that got us to level 8. Now we're going to need to buy a lot more blocks of diamond. Oh my god, we're so broke. It's not even funny. So we're gonna need to turn this farm on and start saving up some more money so that we can just reinvest it straight into diamonds. So we can go ahead and buy a bunch of these now. After what felt like an eternity of crafting freaking chest plates, we got to about enchanter level, let's check, 19, and that just took way too long. So this shout out to Ren, ended up giving us 5 enchanted paper, which is exactly what we needed for this silverfish spawners. And now all we need to get are 5 harvest souls. We have that, 5 death arrows, and 5 sapphire fragments. So yeah, out of this, we just need the sapphire fragments and the death arrows, and we will have everything we need. There they are. All right, we're gonna buy 5 of these. Boom, 5. We only needed 4. Now the last thing we need is death arrows. Right here, 100,000 each. Yeah, we're just going to the dig site. We can find those way faster. All right, every farm is filled again, so we can go ahead and turn the farm on, and boom. I don't know how much this will make us. We actually had a few farms that weren't even running the last time we ran this, and I just didn't realize it. For example, all of this redstone right here was missing, so none of these 3 farms were firing. And then we also had like, I think 2 or 3 more with this part broken on it. Anyways, we're gonna let this AFK for a little bit and see how much money we make from that. And if we check AH, I don't think any of our silverfish spawners have sold. Also, we got our miner minions down there going to work. XP farm over there, wither farm down there. Everything is looking pretty good. Well, I just designed a new item filter for the skeleton farm that will be a lot faster. All right, I think the new item filter is done. I think it's fully done. We have filters here for these arrows, filters here for these arrows. Now, all we gotta do is test it. And this should be a lot faster because now it doesn't have to float backwards, down, and over just to fill up the crafters. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and check this out. See if our bone meal fix is working. It appears to be. It's collecting every time. It is. Boom. Perfect. After we finished the new item filter setup, all we needed to do was get more spawners. Now these would help keep the farm full for the next few days as we AFK. But also we realized that in order to actually have this many spawners, we're going to need to split them up into more than one skeleton farm. So we started building another one. And after we were done, the next few days were spent AFKing, adding more spawners, and just saving up money. I also don't remember when, but we found another silverfish spawner and decided to sell that for 20 million. So just an update, we have $458 million. It's been about 4 days of AFKing the farm. And as you guys can see, we also got a bunch more skeleton spawners. We almost are at the limit, but honestly, I've just been putting off getting it to the limit because I have to build another farm. And I really don't feel like doing that at this very moment. But yeah, so I think we're just going to AFK these 2 farms until we can actually hit the #1 spot. And I will see you guys tomorrow for another update. Guys, we are so close to finally becoming the richest player on the server. Under times, we are in the 2nd position right here with $822 million. And now all we have to do is wait for the Baltop 1 player to actually buy spawners, and we will become the richest player on the entire server. It's been an absolute grind and a journey, and I'm so excited to finally be able to finish this video. So yeah, I will jump back to you guys whenever this actually happens and we become the richest player on the server. Well, it's been about a month later, and unfortunately, I do not think we are going to be able to make Baltop 1. I gave this challenge everything I had. I spent literally all of my free time on this game, and I really tried to get it done for you guys, but it's been a month, like I said, and I just can't wait to get this video out anymore. Second place is pretty good in my books, and what a journey it has been over this past month. Sorry that we couldn't get the job done, but you can't say I didn't give it my all. I wish it could have ended differently, but that's just how it goes sometimes. Anyways, though, I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. Please subscribe. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace out.